Good morning, everyone. All right, getting comfortable laying on our backs to start class. Welcoming everyone here to our Saturday morning yoga. Just beginning to get connected here to our breath, laying down on our backs. Making yourself feel very comfortable on your mat, relaxing your face. And just arriving here, taking a moment to arrive on your mat. Thank you all for joining this morning. Great start to our Saturday. And as we're here relaxing on our mat, let's take a big inhale through our nose and side out our mouth. Breathing in through the nose and side out through your mouth. Continuing on at your own pace. Just feeling very relaxed, settled into our mat here. Disconnecting from whatever happened earlier this morning, whatever happened throughout your week, and connecting to your breath here. Just witnessing our breath, keeping our face relaxed, jaws soft. Continue to breathe in through your nose, deep inhales, and sigh out through your mouth. We won't switch over to our Ujjayi breath for a while. So just continue breathing. Noticing the chest fill up on our inhales. And it starts to relax as we sink into the ground on our exhales. And when you are ready, we will gently find our way into the fetal position. And when you arrive here, just taking a moment to set an intention for today's class. And staying with our breath here, giving our body a few final check-ins. And when you are ready, we will gently find our way to tabletop position. Taking your time to get there. And when we arrive, we have our hands underneath our shoulders, knees under our hips. And we can just start to pendulum the hips side to side. Very gentle, just taking your time here. And then hands out in front of us so we can make some room to do some hip circles here. So you can lean forward into your hands and circle big, or you can keep your hands a little more central, closer to your body, and have smaller, tighter circles, whatever's suiting you this morning. Let's go in the opposite direction. And then arriving here in tabletop, we can spread our fingers wide, making a big L with your index finger and your thumb, and pushing down to the index finger. Push our chest and our stomach away from the mat so you can feel that engagement in your stomach and chest. And as we inhale, we'll drop the stomach, bring the head through to cow. Exhale, dropping the head, puffing the back up to the sky for cat. Just moving with your breath here. Let's take one more, inhaling through. Exhaling back, tucking your toes, knees come to hover, and then pushing back into downward dog, our first down dog of the day. Pedal out the feet, maybe having a little bend in our knees to get the hips up higher or just to support our lower back. You can always have a bend in your knees in down dog. And let's walk our hands and our feet to the middle of our mat. We will come to standing vertebrae by vertebrae, and then finding ourselves in Tadasana. All right, good morning. Welcome everybody. Thanks for showing up. We will begin our standing sequence here with a little bit of pranayama breathing. Hands at heart center. And let's have our toes together, heels are fist width apart, pushing strong into the ground. So we want to feel that engagement in our legs, almost as if you're preparing your legs to jump off the ground. We feel that engagement. We squeeze our glutes to bring our hips forward a little. So feeling very strong, attached to the ground with our feet. Inhale through your nose. Let's exhale through our mouth and push down. Inhale up. Really lengthening at the top. Exhale out through the mouth. Emptying at the bottom. Inhale. Lengthening at the top, not rushing our exhale. Continuing with the rhythm of your own breath. Two more breaths like that, long inhales. Calm exhales through our mouth. Preparing for the longest breath of our day, our last breath here. Inhale. Reaching for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth. Really emptying at the bottom. And then coming to Tadasana. We will inhale our arms overhead, little bend in our knees, interlacing our fingers for crescent moon. And sit down, go down like this so you can see me better if you're looking at the screen. Inhale our arms up, but keep your shoulders relaxed. So we're just reaching out through the arms. And then as we exhale, folding over to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Moving with your breath here. Trying to keep those hips equal. Trying to keep the armpits both forward this whole time so they're not changing. Nice, reach across our body. We can pull the top arm across with our bottom arm to increase that stretch. Keeping our shoulders relaxed. Let's do one more breath on each side. Lengthening, folding. Inhale, center. Exhale, folding over. Inhaling back to center. We'll bring our hands shoulder height. And we're gonna reach out. So try to reach back a little with your shoulders, but then reach forward with your arms. Arms are shoulder height. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, sitting down and back with our hips. Feet are shoulder width apart here in chair pose. Inhale, we can come up an inch or two. Exhale, going down 3 inches. Keeping the chest up as we breathe in. As we exhale, sitting back a little bit more. Trying to keep our face relaxed here. Just coming up an inch or two on our inhales. And then sitting down 2 or 3 inches on our exhales here in powerful pose. Feeling the strength of your feet pushing into the mat. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sitting back and staying here for 3, 2, 1. Gently letting the arms come to your side, standing up. Preparing for some balancing here. We will start with tree, hands on your hips, and we can open our right foot up to the right side of the room, and then bring that right hip back so it's in line with your left hip. Gently. Let's push into our left foot here, feeling strong in our grounded leg. And then you can start to bring the right sole to your left shin. Keeping those hips in line. Standing firmly into the ground. Staying here, or option to bring your sole to your inner thigh. Or if you prefer to bring your knee forward to an angle, that's an option as well. And then our hands can stay in our hips, heart center, or grow the branches of your tree. Checking in with our body. Are we feeling nice and strong through the roots of our tree and our left foot? Are we lifting up and out of the waist? Try to get a little bit taller here. Is our face relaxed? One more long, calm breath here in. As we exhale, knee can come forward, hands to heart center, and gently lowering down. Moving to our other side of tree, hands on your hips. Open your left hip or left leg to the left side of the room. Bring that left hip back so it's in line with your right. You can feel that engagement already in your left glute, just like bring that left hip back. And then pushing into our right foot here, we can bring our left sole to your right shin, checking in with the hips again, keeping them equal, standing strong into our right leg, roots of our tree. And then if you'd like, you can bring your left sole to your right thigh. Your hands can come to heart center, or you can grow your branches. If you're growing your branches, really trying to lift up out of the chest, out of the waist, really up high. And then spreading your fingertips wide and letting all that energy flow from your roots of your tree all the way up to your fingertips. Here for one more long inhale. Calm exhale brings the hands back to heart center, knee forward, and then gently placing the foot on the ground. Nice work, everybody. I only have 3 people on my screen here, but they're all doing fantastic. We'll keep that a mystery who they are, but great work. We're gonna move into toppling tree here. So hands in our hips, and we'll take a step back with our right toes. So we have a nice step behind us. We're on our big toe here, big couple toes. Now we can start to hinge at the hips as our back toes come off the mat. Trying to keep the hips equal here. So you may need to drop your right hip down a little. With your standing leg here, your left leg, you can either take a micro bend or you can push strong to the leg to have it straight, your choice. And then as we start to hinge forward at the hips, our back leg starts to kick up a little bit more towards us making a T. So at some point in the future, maybe our front body and our back leg will be both parallel to the ground, but this is a great strengthening and balancing pose here. Option to bring your arms out to your side, palms facing down, spreading the fingers wide. And you can even flare up your triceps here, flex your tris if you want to make it as full of an expression as possible, totally up to you. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Hands to your hips, gently bring the knee through to 90 degrees and then lowering down. All right, that's a great little strengthener. We'll do that on the other side, stepping back with our left foot this time, coming onto our big toe, hands in your hips. Start to lean forward, hinging at the hips. The back leg can start to kick up towards the ceiling. Trying to keep our hips equal here. Remember, you have the option of having a micro bend in your standing leg. And then our arms can come outside, palms facing down, spreading the fingers wide. You're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And there's nothing wrong with pushing yourself into this pose and losing your balance. So if you do happen to fall out of balance here, that is okay. You're just working towards your edge. You can just give her a shot, take another try. Relaxing our face here and breathing for 3, 2, 1. Hands to your hips. Gently bring the knee back through to center and lowering down. Nice work. That's a lot of strengthening, a lot of balance so far. We've one more balance pose. Awkward pose. We've been doing this a little lately. So let's see how it goes today. Here in awkward pose, we can inhale our arms overhead and then lift our heels off the mat so that we are on our toes or your metatarsal heads, so the big bones beneath your toes. Then our hands can come out in front of us, so they're shoulder height, and we can start to bend our knees gently as we keep our heels up. So trying to keep a straight spine, trying to keep our heels off the ground and maybe just bending a little here into our knees, feeling that in our calf muscles. This is also working the arches of our feet. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Gently lower your heels, lower your hands. And let's have a little drink here. So take a moment to have a sip if you haven't yet already. Great balance series there, everyone. And keep breathing while we're having our drink break. All right, when you are ready, we will start at the top of our mat. And I think we did this earlier this week. We're going to do eagle arms with warrior 2 feet. So just to show you what eagle arms look like, if eagle arms aren't for you, grabbing for opposite shoulders is a great option. So you're either going to grab for opposite shoulders here, or if you want to take the eagle arms, what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand and bring it underneath our left, twisting or wrapping at the elbow and at the wrists. So just being right here is a good stretch for our shoulders. We have our eagle arms. Now we're going to take a step back with our right foot and point those toes to a 45-degree angle. As we inhale, we can reach our elbows up and away from our body. And as we exhale, we can push into our feet, pushing the feet in opposite directions. Inhale, elbows come up and away from our body. Exhale, pushing into our feet, keeping our face relaxed. Inhale, up. Exhale, strength through your legs. 2 more like this. Inhale, up. Exhale, pushing into the feet. 1 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, strength through your feet. Let's undo our arms and step the right foot forward. Maybe do a couple of shoulder circles here. I was pretty stiff through the shoulders, but hopefully that'll help loosen me up. We'll come into eagle on the other side. Remember, you do have the option of grabbing for opposite shoulders. Maybe this is going to bother you on one side and not the other. So I don't want anyone to go into any pain here. But if you're feeling any pain, grab for opposite shoulders. Let's go left arm underneath our right arm, twisting at the elbow and then at the wrist. We'll take a step back with our left leg, toes to a 45-degree angle, warrior 1 feet. As we, and let's bring those hips both forward so the hips are in line. Inhale, arms and elbows away from our body up to the sky. Exhale, pushing into your feet. As we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, strengthen through the legs. Keep going with your breath, nice and easy. Option to breathe out your nose or your mouth today. I find through your nose can be a little bit more calming at this point, the Ujjayi breath. 2 more breaths. Last breath here, breathe in long. Exhale, strong. And then unwinding our arms and stepping the left foot to the top of our mat. Hands to meet at heart center. And let's sit our hips back here, preparing for prayer twist. So as we inhale, our chest comes up. Exhale, toes are together here. Exhale, right elbow comes across to your left thigh. Prayer twist, staying here, looking at the ground, or option to push your right elbow into your left thigh. And you can start to try to open up, looking over your left shoulder up to the sky, trying to keep our hips equal here, pushing into our feet for balance. And breathing here for 3, 2,
One, let it go. Hands come down to the mat for a moment, slightly bent knees. Let's gently sweep arms up overhead, hands through heart center. And we're preparing for prayer twist on the other side. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, chest up once again. Exhale, left elbow comes over to your right thigh. Staying here, you can be pushing your elbow into that leg there, just staying here in stillness. Or you can start to look over your right shoulder, pushing that left elbow into your thighs. You are turning or twisting up towards the sky. Breathing into this pose. Yes, it's a little uncomfortable, but that's us stretching this out. Breathe into the stretch. One more breath, long inhale. Calm exhale, hands come to center. Let's bring our knees, our legs wide of the mat. Bend your knees, let your hips drop, and forward fold here. Let your head sink towards the ground, crown towards the ground, chin to your chest. You can grab for opposite elbows here. You can let your arms dangle to the ground. Taking this forward fold, however, it's best to serve you. Maybe a little side to side motion, maybe rocking the arms side to side. Option to shake your head, yes. Or nod it, yes, shake it, no. And then when you're ready, hands on your hips. Let's inhale, half lift. Stay for the exhale. Next, inhale vertebrae by vertebrae, coming back up to standing. Great work, everybody. All right, a little back bend here. So we're gonna have our hands on the small of our back here, putting your hands as if you were putting in the backs of your jean pockets, opening up those collarbones up to the sky. And we can start to bring our elbows in towards the center line of our back. So that's gonna increase the stretch here. Toes are together, keeping that strength in our legs. So from the roots of our feet all the way up. As we inhale, chest can come up. As we exhale, you can start to lean backwards a little. Are we squeezing our glutes here to keep those hips forward and locked in place? Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, you can start to fold back just a little. Continue to move with your breath. Relaxing our face. Relaxing through this so we can get a little bit further into it. One more big breath in. Calm breath out. And then little by little, we will come back to standing. Great little back bend there. Coming into runner's lunge. So we're gonna have our feet together at the top of our mat, hands in your hips. Taking a big step back with your right foot. We're gonna have our left knee over our left ankle. And then we're on the ball of our back foot. So your first metatarsal head or your big toe. Hips are equal. Inhale, arms up straight overhead. And then exhale, we can push into the ground a little bit here, runner's lunge. Having your thumbs so that they're facing behind you. Inhale, let's lengthen up from the waist up. Exhale, pushing into the ground here in runner's high lunge. Flowing with your breath. So inhale as we lengthen up. And really pushing strong into that back leg. So the back leg is not sagging down, it's strong, pushing up to the back of the room. Couple more breaths here, just moving at your own rate, keeping our shoulders relaxed. Last one, lengthen up. And exhale, hands to heart center.
One more round of twists. So we're keeping our feet the way they are, but we're gonna bring our right elbow to the outside of our left thigh. And then we're going to start to twist up towards the sky once again over our left shoulder, or you can just stay in stillness. So one more round of twist here. Might even feel a little more relaxed than our first time. One more breath in, calm exhale. And then we can bring our hands to the mat, step our back foot forward, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, coming back up to standing. You're gonna be nice and stretched out after today's session. Hands on our hips, moving into our other side for runner's lunge, walking your left foot back, setting up on our big toe or metatarsal head there, first metatarsal head. Hips are equal. Our right knee is over our right ankle. Pushing strong into that back leg so you can feel that engagement up to your hip already in your left hip. Inhale, arms up overhead so the thumbs are pointing behind us. Exhale, pushing into the ground. Opposite directions, front foot pushing forward, back foot pushing backwards, feeling that strength in our hips. As we inhale, we lengthen. As we exhale, pushing into the ground, feeling that strength. Who knew yoga was so strengthening? It was supposed to be Zen, I was told. It can still be Zen if we work with our breath here. One more lengthening breath. Exhale, pushing into our mat. And then we can bring our hands to heart center, keeping that engagement in our back leg. Let's inhale, chest up. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Staying here in stillness, keeping the legs engaged. Or you can start to push into your left thigh or your right thigh with your left elbow and twist, opening up over your right shoulder here. Just looking up to the sky. Keeping that engagement in our legs is great for our balance too. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Step forward with your back foot, hands down to the mat. Keeping the knees bent here. And vertebrae by vertebrae, we will come back up to standing. Well done, everybody. Let's have one more little drink there, and then we'll move into our next series on the ground. So we'll all meet on our backs whenever you are ready. I'll adjust this camera. All right. So that was a bit of a new sequence. Like this week, we've been doing some new sequences than we have from in the past. It's been really good to be able to experiment and progress our yoga together. And remember, be patient with yourself because these moves can sometimes take, you know, a few classes, a month, a while to get comfortable with, and our bodies are always changing and growing. So never have any expectations, just come in here with the learner's mindset and try to have a little bit of fun. Don't take it too serious. And we'll definitely all be learning and growing together. But you're getting so many benefits from every yoga class that regardless of if you're feeling like, oh, I want to be able to do this better, you're still doing so many good things for your body that the good is, it's in your favor here. So let's have our soles of our feet to the ground, and we want to park them so that they're close enough that we can touch our heels with our fingertips. All right, once you've found this position, we will inhale our right leg up to the sky, and then we're going to place the right ankle just below the left knee, setting up for thread the needle or eye of the needle, as some people call it. So you can stay here in stillness, or you can inhale your head and your shoulders off the ground to reach and interlace your fingers below your knee or behind your thigh. And then you can lower your head and your shoulder down to the mat. So staying here in stillness. Option to flex your toes towards your shins. I find that makes a nice difference. So staying here in stillness, or option to bring your knee a little bit closer to your chest on inhales. And also we can be pushing our right elbow into our right thigh here, and that's gonna help create an opening through the right hip. So you can always have your right elbow pushing into your right thigh. And if you were working with your breath on your exhales, that would be the time to give that a little extra push. But you get to author this pose specifically. It's not supposed to be a certain way. It's supposed to be how it's best for your body today. So many teachers teach things slightly different. So no one quite knows what's going on with our body other than us. And that's why we have to be the ones to make the executive decisions. So taking the most therapeutic or the best option for you today. One more breath in. Calm exhale. And let the soles of the feet both return to the mat. Setting up for the other side. Inhaling our left leg up. And then exhale, left ankle just below the right knee. And then staying here in stillness, or option to inhale your head and shoulders off the mat, interlacing your fingers below the knee or behind the thigh. And then you can start to lower back down. This is my more challenging side of the two. So I needed to ease off on this side a little. So respecting your body and its boundaries. Remember, option to flex your toes towards your shins. And listening to your body, what's going to serve it today here. Keeping our face relaxed. Our breath is here to help keep us calm, to keep the mind calm, keep the body calm. One more long breath in. Stay for the calm exhale. And then we'll let the soles of our feet turn to the mat. That was strengthening for our upper body there alone, just trying to keep that all together. So little did we know, often we're strengthening here in yoga and we don't even quite realize it. Maybe we're so focused on the stretch or the breathing, but there's so much strengthening happening here. All right, let's let our left leg go long on our mat and inhale our right knee towards our chest, interlacing our fingers below the knee. Keeping the toes flexed towards the shins here, and we're in wind reliever pose. So you can bring your knee wide of your body towards your shoulder, or you can keep the knee central and try to bring it in towards your chest. And really not forcing anything here. If you feel like giving yourself a big stretch on your inhales, you're welcome to try to pull your knee up a little bit closer to your chest or shoulder. And on your exhales, to push your grounded leg into the mat. Taking this however you want here today. If you're not sure what you should be doing, maybe just asking what would be best for my body here in this pose right now. Another key here is keeping our face relaxed. One more lengthening breath in. Calm breath out. Let's sigh it out. Letting the right leg go long and then interlacing our fingers just below the left knee as we bring our knee in towards us. You can bring that knee towards your chest or wide of the body to the shoulder, flexing the toes in both feet. And once again, just like on the other side here, option to breathe in and pull your knee up towards your chest or shoulder. And on the exhales, you can be pushing your grounded right heel into the mat, pushing the back of the leg against the ground for engagement and strength. But taking whatever is best for you, remembering this side might be different than your first side. And I'd be interested if we were in a classroom to see if anyone's faces are all scrunched up or if everyone has a really nice relaxed forehead and jaw. One more long breath in. Calm breath out through the mouth, side out. Knees are going to meet stacked above our hips in our center here. So knees over hips, ankles in line with your knees. And let's push our lower back into the mat here so we feel that engagement in our core. Hands on our thighs. Let's push into our thighs as we push our lower back into the mat here. Feel this engagement. Toes can be flexed towards the shins. Breathing here, pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here, bring your arms out to a T. And then we're going to gently let our knees collapse over to our left side. Option to look over your right shoulder here if that feels okay in your neck. It can increase the stretch a little if your neck will allow it. And just letting gravity happen here. Now it's a great time to become the witness of our breath, become curious, watching it travel, watching it change the shape of our body as we breathe in. It lengthens our body. Keeping our face relaxed here. Feeling nice and light. We've created so much space with our practice already today. Created a lot of lightness in our body and in our mind. Created a connection between our body and our breath and our mind. Let's gently bring our knees back through center. And once again, let's bring our hands to our thighs, push our lower back into the mat. And this is a little core strengthener here. So pushing your hands into your thighs, lower back into the mat, not clenching our face at all here, just breathing, strengthening here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms back to a T, letting the knees fall over to the right this time. And you can look over your left shoulder. Just finding a comfortable position here and letting your breath do the work. So letting that breath travel. And noticing the path of your breath here. Seems like such a simple thing. And we take it for granted all the time, this beautiful breath. Imagine how much more valuable it would be to us if we gave thanks to it daily and marveled in watching our breath or witnessing our breath, rather than just assuming that this is how it's going to happen forever. Keeping that feeling of gratefulness to breed positivity. Until we're grateful for something, how does it have its fullest value? Often we're just mindlessly consuming, mindlessly spending our time. But if we actually stopped and were grateful a little more often, a little more conscious of what's happening, then that could bring a little more value and positivity to our life. So you can become richer or wealthier or happier, all of these things, just by giving thanks and taking more inventory as to how blessed we are. Bring our knees into center. And let's let the left leg go to the ground. Interlace our fingers behind the right thigh. And we'll start to stretch our heel and our toes up towards the ceiling for a little hamstring stretch. You can take a gentle bend in your knees here if you like. Pushing the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, breathing here. And relax, let that leg gently go down to the mat. Left leg starts to rise up towards the ceiling, interlacing your fingers behind your thigh, below the knee, avoiding the knee joint. And we're just going to keep on pushing our heel and our sole of our foot up towards the sky. You can push into your grounded leg here for a little bit of stability and balance. Keeping an easy breath here in our nose, out through our mouth. One more breath in, long. Exhale, calmly lowering down and preparing for our final Shavasana here. So option to bring your ankles wide of the mat, arms away from your body, taking up as much space as you can. It's probably my favorite. But then again, you can also bring the soles of your feet together, meeting in the middle of your mat. And then you can even like slide those soles of your feet long to the bottom of your, or top of your mat. So lots of different feet positioning options here. But arriving in stillness here. Letting our whole practice go. And just witnessing our breath here in our body and checking in on how we feel. Keeping our face very calm, relaxed. And everything we've been doing in our yoga class here is transferable to real life, life off the mat. So when times are getting difficult, just like in some of these more challenging poses, when times are difficult off our mat, taking deep breaths to help control our reaction and working towards the best possible outcome. Not wearing any of our stress on our face, so keeping our face relaxed, jaw soft. Because clenching up our face really never helps too many situations to this, unless you're maybe trying to scare someone off from a distance. Like, get out of my yard, make a scrunchy face. But besides that, it's so much easier to be in a relaxed body. Breathing nice and easy, feeling light in our mat. And option to stay here in Shavasana. Often I like to stay in Shavasana for 10 to 15 minutes and just, sometimes it helps me work out some of the mental knots in my mind. After doing all that practice, all of a sudden I feel like answers just come to my brain a little bit easier and I'm more focused, thinking a lot more clearly. So by all means, staying here in your final resting pose. And for those of you who would like to meet in a comfortable seated position to finish class, you can gently bring your way over to the fetal position. And then finding your way onto crossed legs or onto your knees, shins, whatever suits you best. All right, hands to heart center. And let's bring those hands over our heart space here and give our heart a little nudge. Thanking our heart for showing up here and orchestrating this whole event. Thanking yourself for showing up and making the time here today. It might seem very simple and like, oh, it's no big deal, but really it was a big deal that you carved 45 minutes out of your day here to make time for yourself, to become a more loving person towards yourself and to those around you. And you'll be feeling nice and light and positive, being able to share this with everyone else for the rest of your day. Hands back to heart center, and we'll gently bow forward, closing our practice with the light within me recognizes the light within you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day today. Namaste. All right, Evolve crew. I love this group so much, and I'm so excited whenever we can all be together in a studio. The energy is going to be insane, but until then, this is fantastic, and it's really great to see your faces. I so enjoy this, and if I didn't have this yoga, if I didn't have all of you right now, I don't know what I would be doing, but it's probably the best thing that we could be doing with our time right now to help recharge ourselves, to help give ourselves a little mindfulness and really making a connection to yourself. So I'm very thoroughly enjoying our time together, and we're all becoming yogis or more like yogis each day. And I hope that you're enjoying your practice. If you ever have any questions, please, please, please message me. If I don't have the answer, we'll find the answer. And besides that, if you have any specific poses that you'd like to see in classes, please let me know. It'd be my pleasure to make these classes exactly how you would like them to be. But I think you're doing a tremendous job. And from the people I've seen in my home screens, you're doing a great job. Today I had Anne-Marie, Carrie Ann, and Crystal. So awesome work today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Until then, take care.
Thank you, Andrew. Really good class.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully that wasn't too much twisting.
No? Excellent.
All right.
Great plays this weekend.
Oh, you as well. You as well. Bye, everybody. Hopefully I'm getting some razors for
Bye,
Easter from the bunny.
Oh, you look great.
Bye. I see you here, Leslie. Bye. All right. Oh, Alana, hello.
Hi, Andrew. Bye. Miss you.
Hi. Miss you guys. All right. Bye for now, everybody.